start? What happened?
Yep. Let me see. In August of 2007, I remember I met Mr. McGrone in a teachers conference or professional development day teachers
I
conference.
remember that, man.
Yeah, I remember that. And he was in the background. He's in the cut looking at us. Do our little, they call it a do now. It's like a little do now exercise. And he came up to us afterwards and said, hey, I want y'all to be a part of a leadership program I'm starting. I'll talk to y'all about it later on in the year. And I was going through all type of problems in 2007. I had just fell out with my last foster home, got kicked out. Came to my parents' house to stay. I had been fighting with my last foster home with trying to move to my parents' house. Finally got the opportunity to move to my parents' house and find out my parents were strung out on drugs. So there was a lot going on that summer. And it was hard to focus on school, but I met the dean, and we talked for a little bit individually about my situation and things like that. We talked for wee hours of the night, introduced me to the ambassadors program, which for me was just when I first started, it was just an extracurricular activity, something to keep me out of the home. So it was good staying at school. And then as the years went by, things started to get progressively worse. Drugs with my parents got more pervasive. I decided to leave. Went to an Olive Branch Community Center down the street in Inglewood to stay with a bag of clothes, and would always come to school and do the mentoring program. So till finally one day I started to stay at school early in the morning, stay at school late at night, and do the same thing over again. And I got some good mentoring, some solid motivation from the program that we did, and it really changed my mindset on being a victim of my circumstances, and more so being like a victim of my circumstances. So I really took the education thing seriously in that last stretch of school to get myself my GPA up to a high enough standard to get into a school like Morehouse. And from Morehouse I just took off.
It's an extraordinary. I mean, when I met Rodney, it was extraordinary. I saw something in Rodney that I don't think he really saw within himself. I say, man, this guy was blessed with the gift of struggle, and the greater the struggle, the greater the success. And we always say these things. Life is a fight for territory. Once you start fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take its course. And so Rodney, he never stopped fighting despite the things that he was going through at home. He knew that there was something better than what he was currently dealing with at the time. And so what I did is, I didn't really do. I think I was just there, and I want the men in the community to know that the most important thing that you can give anybody is your time. And what I gave Rodney was just time. He did the work. He went to, I was at his graduation for East Tech. He's graduated from Morehouse, and now this is a culmination of all the hard work that Rodney put into this, and I'm so proud. And I have many students that are doing some awesome things. Rodney has took it to that next level. And I think as a result of that, people that Rodney haven't even met yet are going to be blessed by the simple fact of his struggles. And he's what I like about Rodney, he's a great servant. He's likable. He's just a good dude. He's a good dude, and there's nothing that I want to do for him. We're tapped out of here, so I'm elated. I'm excited for him because the sky's the limit. People say the sky's the limit, but what about space? I mean, there's something beyond that. I think he's at that cataclysmic where he's going to get beyond that. And I think the world hasn't met him. I think that Rodney's story is a movie in the making because 2 + 2 does not add up to quite 4. But through God's grace and through God's mercy, he shed his light, Rodney. My mother gave me a scripture, and I want Rodney to remember this. It said, blessed is he that considers the poor. The Lord will protect you in the time of trouble. The Lord will not desert you, and he will not relinquish you to the will of his enemies. And I want Rodney to remember that God has blessed him. And all the time that Rodney was going through those struggles, homelessness, helplessness, that God was with him every step of the way. He was with him every step of the way. Even in them darkest hours, man, God was with you saying, come on, I got it. But I got to send you through this. Because struggles, I'm building character. So God was with you, man. And the reason why I knew that, because our story parallels. When I was homeless, I come from an abusive home. My mother was a manic depression and she physically abused us. My father had an experience with alcoholism. And it taught me, I'll never drink to this day. And I saw that in you, man. So I just want to say this is a culmination of great things. And all the students that I'm going to work with, students I worked with before and after, currently